In August 1942, the United States launched its first major offensive against Japan in the Pacific, the invasion of Guadalcanal. The island was small but strategically vital, as the Japanese were building an airfield there that could threaten Allied supply routes. US Marines landed unexpectedly and quickly seized the unfinished airstrip, later named Henderson Field. What began as a bold landing soon turned into a brutal, months-long struggle in dense jungle, with both sides determined not to give ground. It marked the start of a long and bloody turning point in the Pacific War. Battlestations. We bring history to life. US Marines land during the first major Allied offensive against the Empire of Japan. Few people outside the South Pacific had ever heard of the target island. Barbed wire is carried forward. This will be useful once a position has been secured in defending it against further Japanese attacks. Marines wade through a river in the thick jungle. Marines man field gun emplacements captured during the early stages of the campaign. On his back, a wiry, stooped US infantryman carries a heavy container of supplies up over the hills to the front. The natural boundaries made moving troops across the island very challenging. Raiders Ridge. Some Japanese forces moved behind their lines and attacked the ridge. For a time, the raiders were cut off, but the enemy was forced to retreat. The fighting on Guadalcanal was relentless. Japanese forces launched repeated attacks by land, sea, and air, trying to retake the airfield. At night, naval battles lit up the waters as both fleets suffered heavy losses. On land, the jungle was thick and unforgiving, with heat, disease, and hunger as constant enemies. Despite being outnumbered at times, the US forces held firm, relying on Henderson Field and resupplies to stay in the fight. Slowly, the tide began to turn, and the Japanese realized they could no longer win the battle. Through dense jungle, American soldiers carefully make their way on patrol. Copy of a photograph found on a Japanese soldier captured by Marines. Marine personnel manning a machine gun. After the Battle of Henderson Field, Marines combed the jungle for Japanese snipers and abandoned machine gun nests. A Japanese truck, captured by Marines, is driven along a muddy road. A wounded soldier is carried back to a field hospital. Even such rescue parties had to stay alert for Japanese snipers. Battle-stained US soldiers clean their guns after action. Here, it was wise always to stay close to a foxhole. Three Marines dug in, waiting and ready to repel a Japanese attack. By February 1943, Japan evacuated its remaining troops from Guadalcanal, marking the end of the campaign. It was a major Allied victory, the first time Japanese expansion had been decisively stopped on land. The cost was high, thousands of lives lost on both sides, but Guadalcanal proved that the Allies could stand up to Japan and win. From that point forward, the US began a steady push across the Pacific, island by island, all the way toward Japan. The long road to victory had truly begun on that remote, rain-soaked island. Japanese prisoners of war were rarely taken. Most Japanese soldiers fought to the end. Wing of a Japanese bomber shot down by the 3rd Defense Battalion's 90mm anti-aircraft gun. The humid climate on the island proved to be well suited for growing all kinds of crops. Marines carry one of many wounded soldiers to a field hospital. US troops investigate an abandoned Japanese bivouac area. Five high-placed US lieutenants and colonels in the jungle, from left to right: Cresswell, Pollock, Cates, McKelvey, and Stickney. Now, enjoy this compilation of all the photos brought to life. Thanks for watching. Let me know which battle you'd like to see in the next video, and don't forget to subscribe.